Tell me, who wakes up tired before the day even begins? When nothing bad has happened but your body still feels exhausted. High-performing parents feel this more than anyone, and it's not because you're weak, unmotivated or doing life wrong. It's because you're carrying the invisible load. That's the weight you hold in your mind, your emotions, your schedule and your sense of responsibility, all at the same time without ever putting it down. I see this all the time with parents I work with, and I have been there as well. They'll say things like, my day wasn't even that stressful, so why do I feel exhausted? Or, I'm doing everything right, so why does everything feel really heavy? And if that's you, here's the truth. You're not exhausted from doing too much, you're exhausted from holding too much. Let's break this down and take a look. Most high-performing parents think their exhaustion comes from the tasks, the meetings, the deadlines, the school runs, the dinners, the decision-making. But the real drain isn't the doing, it's the thinking, tracking, anticipating, planning, checking, noticing, and absorbing. That never stops. The invisible load is everything you hold that nobody else will see. Let me ask you, when was the last time you felt like you were the one keeping everything and everyone together? That moment right there, that's the load. And here's the surprising part. Your workload may be similar to others, but your internal load is uniquely shaped by being both a high performer and a parent. It's the dual pressure of being the go-to problem solver at work and the emotional anchor at home. It's no wonder you are exhausted and tired. Here's something almost nobody will talk about. High-performing parents accumulate invisible responsibilities because they're used to being capable. Capability becomes expectation, expectation becomes identity, and identity becomes obligation. So you pick up the emotional climate of the home, the mental notes about who needs what, the logistics that keep everything moving, the guilt for anything that slips, the pressure to stay strong for everyone else. And because you've always been the one who can handle it, you keep handling it. But the internal cost grows quietly. Remember the moment when you stepped in to just do it because it was faster than asking for help? Remember how often you say, it's fine, I'll take care of it, even when it isn't fine? That becomes your normal. But normal doesn't mean sustainable. Here's where the fog lifts. Your invisible load has 3 layers. Once you see them, you can finally do something about them. The mental load is everything I'm keeping track of. Lists, reminders, dates, decisions, school needs, work, planning, meal planning, problem solving, anticipating potential issues. The list goes on. This is the load that wakes you at night. The emotional load. Everything I'm feeling and managing. Your emotions, other people's emotions. The responsibility for the mood of the home. This is the load that makes you reactive, tired, and sometimes withdrawn. Responsibility loads. Everything I've absorbed because I can. You know this load if you've ever said, it's just easier if I do it. I don't want to burden anyone. I should be able to handle this. This is the load that burns you out. And here's the truth you need to hear. Just because you can carry it doesn't mean you should. This is the tool I will teach. I do teach my clients, and I continue to teach my clients, and the one that changes a lot of things and makes things helpful. Get a piece of paper and make 3 columns on the paper. And at the top of each column, write mental, emotional, responsibility. Now ask yourself, what am I tracking mentally that no one else even knows about? What emotions am I carrying for me and for everyone else? What responsibility have I absorbed simply because I'm capable? This is your invisible load map. And once you see the load, you can finally change it. For each item ask, does this belong to me? Does this still serve me? Does this still need to be shared? Or can this be released? It's not about dropping everything, it's about lightening the load so you can stay present. When the load spikes, you don't need an hour, you need a moment. Here's the tool. Inhale for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Repeat this for 90 seconds. Psychologically, your nervous system will reset. Emotionally, you return to presence. Mentally, you regain clarity. This is how leaders come home as parents, not managers. The invisible load won't appear on its own, but it can be shared, reduced and softened. So let me ask you, remember the moment when you realised you were carrying more than you ever said out loud? When was the last time you allowed yourself to put something down? You don't need to do less to feel lighter. You just need to carry less alone. Your presence matters more than your perfection. And your family needs you, not the version of you that's holding everything inside. When you honour your limits, you deepen your connection. And that's when leadership truly meets life.